discuss about the designing and what are the tools and how to develop also for the e-content for online courses. So what we are going to discuss in this session, we'll talk about the e-content standards. What are the standards available in worldwide, as well as how we are going to use it. So that type of standard we will discuss, and then what is the instructional design and how we will go about various component which we are basically we know about what are the components available in for the e-content, and what is the current trends it's going on in the industry and in the educational sector also. That we will discuss in this session. So as you know that this e-content design and development, what we have to generally concentrate on the e-content part. First of all, in the base we need is what is the subject, who will be the audience for our the particular thing, and instructional design. So these are the basic base we need to focus on this one before starting the content development or designing. Before designing, we have to concentrate what are the subject we are going to do it, because you will see with your own discipline, in your discipline what are the topic, if it is a broader subject, and then we will narrow down to the very small topic also. Maybe the subject topic or then subtopic and subtopic, like that we will move in this designing, keeping in the audience in mind, because we are going to develop the content for the audience. So we have to choose the audience. Basically we used to choose the audience like the overall general audience. When we are talking about towards the end, we will talk about the personalized learning, how we are going about that time. We have to also we have to break the audience into different level. Basically in the industry or in the educational sector, now what the e-content is, we take care of the audience in general. So only one audience. For example, if I am talking about my own course, design and facilitation of e-learning for MOOC course, then I will take the whole audience, not not breaking the audience into the small group. Breaking the audience means that what I am telling about, that the level of the knowledge or skill the student have among our audience. So we have to later we can break into that one, the level of the audience based on the some assessment and all. Then according to that we have to provide the e-content. We have to design the e-content also. For that we need, if you are talking about any small topic or any subtopic, we have to design using the instructional design. That how we are going to teach that particular component, then what are the way, how you are going on, whether it is for the basic understanding level to the creativity level, or otherwise you are going for the synthesis, if we are going with the Bloom's taxonomy, or otherwise Guy's instructional strategy. If you are following anything, any type of the instructional design model, then you have to go according to that particular not only the broader subject, but we have to break into the small subtopic also. We have to see this one. So these are some of the basic component we have to keep in mind always when we are going for the e-content. And the e-content, maybe we know that the text-based image, audio, video, and animation, which one is suitable for our audience and suitable for the subject. So main thing is here topic will come into this one. So whether the topic is required the image or required audio component or visual component, that is a one component, and that is a one designing aspect. Whether the topic is what the topic is requiring for that. So whether it is a text based we are going for, or image. And second thing you have to see while designing, that what the audience requires, whether the audience is able to read the content, or otherwise they want any audio component to include this, or some video component for better understanding, Like that, we have to design, we have to, while designing, we have to look into the part. These two we have to decide whether we, based on that, we will go into the instruction design. So these are the basic component which we are going for, the e-content components. And to develop this content, then we go for the authoring tools, which are very famous nowadays using as a Adobe is coming with a authoring tool, and Articulate is one of the proprietary software which provides a very good e-content development. That is also possible. And HTML5 is coming up, HP5, that is also providing nowadays very good for e-content development. And the basic component like basic e-content which we use it for that, a PDF or PPT or Word file, that is also possible for the content to develop the. Why we need is, even though if you are using for any PDF, we can include some interactivity using the hyperlinks or using some text code or like that. So that is also possible while doing this one. So we need some basic tools to develop the e-content. And if you are developing the e-content with the tool, and how we will disseminate that content, for that we have to see the any learning environment, maybe a LMS you need, or otherwise sometimes you can go with the web-based environment. For example, you can go with a website where you can provide all sort of content only. Maybe it's a self-learning type of learning environment. If you are providing for that lifelong learning, or otherwise you are providing the content for adult learning only for awareness purpose, then you no need for the LMS where you have to tracking the student for their performance and all. It's only disseminating the content where whoever wants to read, then you can go for the web-based learning environment for the learners. If you want the curriculum-based e-content or curriculum-based course, then you need a LMS, because you need to track your student performance and track the content also, track the assessment also. That type of environment you need a LMS. And there is a standalone e-content. For example, Articulate and Adobe content creator tools, they provide the standalone content. You can just give the package to the student, that you can in that package itself we can include all sort of the content along with the assessment. Only small package you can send through the CD, or say send through the mail, or send through we can keep it in the web based also. That is also possible in using this type of content development environment. So we need a base to the environment to disseminate the e-content material to the student. So next I will move. So how we can arrange, whether we are going for the content design, what is going on here in the industry, also in the educational sector, what we are doing, not only for the online environment, but also for the distance education in mode also, or nowadays for the now it is coming into the face-to-face situation also, we are doing this type of content creation or design and delivery method. How we will do, we'll select for the content. Maybe when I talk about the distance mode, if I'm taking one example in that distance mode, what we will do, we'll collect the content in the unit wise. Maybe the unit may not be written by one author for the entire course. We will collect the unit from different authors who writes for us with the basic base. What I have said earlier, the base is audience and the subject. Keeping the base in mind, then they will write the different author writes different unit. The coordinator collect all the unit and make the linkage and assemble itself and give it to the course or topic or selection. They will arrange it, and that content is imported in the LMS. That will be interact with the student. That's what going on in online mode as well as the distance mode also. So the identifying the proper content, that is important, and assembling the content, the linkage between the content is will be taken care by the coordinator or the teacher who is designing or who is teaching the subject through online or the distance mode. So this is one of the article I found it. It's a very interesting one, that how this the content is going on. This is very much suited for our online environment. So that is the idea or information captured by the authors who writes the material. The content may be the small content may be in the text or animation or any format, any type of format, which will be assembled together. That we used to, the small chunk we used to call as a learning objects. The learning objects view, what is the learning object? Learning object is a small chunk of content. The chunk may be in the format of audio, video, text or animation, anything in the same topic. For example, I can say that if you are talking about the example of talking about the photosynthesis, for example, photosynthesis will be taught in the the level, maybe in the lower level also, maybe in the school level, or otherwise when you are going for the science subject, when you, that also we will talk about. And also we will talk about in the environmental sciences also, we talk about the how the photosynthesis is helping the nature as well as the plant, and everywhere we will talk about. So the small component will be that component will taken care by the different subject for different type of level. So we have to write the photosynthesis topic in different, keeping in the level of the student. The content maybe vary from different for different level. So some may be, and also audience. So some may be the able to read very much text. Even though one of our faculty or the student, if you are giving the content using the PDF or somewhere, if they are comfortable in reading with the devices, then they read. Some student, in even in my case, in our PG diploma in e-learning, some used to take the printout of the thing and then they read while going by car, by moving also they used to read it. So depends on the thing. So we have to provide the content maybe in the text format, the same content maybe in the audio format, same content maybe in the video format also. So depends on that the content, the object, will select it and then placed it in the our the course assembly. So we have to take that content, and the instructor's role is to find the suitable content for the student that is there. So the we have to provide a lot of content and keep it in our repository. Depends on the nature of this content, nature of the student, nature of the subject, and from the instructor they will pick up the suitable content based on the learners and assemble the course to the delivery of through LMS or any place they can assemble the content for that particular courses. So this is coming up with the, not only for the small chunk for the content, it is coming up the bigger way for assembling the courses also. If SWAYAM comes, the people will talk about the credit transfer and credit framing also, where we collect the suitable course from various institutions and assemble it, make it as a 1 degree. So like that, here we are assembling various content and make the course by keeping the nature of the student and the subject. So next, we will see what are the e-content standards, because the why we have to maintain the standard for it, and what are the standards we used to call in the e-content industry. So these are the basic level. When in 1998 it is started with the ADL, that is Advanced Distributed Learning. So it was the US Defense Department has contributed for the e-learning industry. So that was the component. Basically, they formed the e-content standard. The content should be like that, like so later in 90s, end of 90s, beginning of the 2000, starting of the 2000 year 2000. So the Scrum model is came in. You can found in this site. The Scrum model is a shareable content object reference model. It came in from the computer science engineering base, the whoops concept. From there it came into for the shareable content. So how it came in, if you can able to recall, if you are the computer science student, then you can recall, you can relate with the OOPS concept, that is object based, object oriented concept. So that is the, as I said, that small learning object, it will be calling the content for our learning management system. From there we can control. It helps us the how student is accessing our content. So we can say that whether this student is able to read our content properly, or where they have lacked, how much time they have taken for reading the content. The content which I am saying is including all text, audio, video, everything. So all that will provide you a yes, the tracking the student within the LMS. So earlier it was 1.1, 1.2, and after that the Scrum 2004 edition 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to 4, it is they have revised the standards. After that, we can talk about the IMS standard that is available in all the, we can say that this is all the LMS, they are following this IMS standard for their developing the environment. So this is the global learning consortium. They have gathered this one. There is a linkage. It is a simple sequencing used in the it inherits of the Scrum itself. They have from Scrum model, they have developed further and then come across the IMS package and all. So similarly, AICC also, it's a training. They have followed the standard for real-time environment. And now from the 2008, when the 2004 the Scrum 2.4 edition stopped, they have come across the IMS common category, where it is like all other standards like that. They have a sequencing in the specification and all. In 2008 onwards, we won't say it is Scrum. This all the content provider. What I am saying is that content development, the authoring tools which help us to develop the content, they follow these standard for developing the content. It's just you have to know about, because the standards are written in their own language, and backend we use these languages for managing these standards. So it will help us to incorporate in our learning management system to interact the content as well as the student interaction, how it is happening, and everything we can find using these standards. So when IMS is coming in, that they used to call us that the Scrum is now, even when we were discussing, Professor Uma used to say that the Scrum is out of place. Now it is a lot of changes coming in the e-content. So that's why we are not talking about, but still these all latest, whatever the standards coming in, this is all are inherited from the Scrum model itself. So now in 2013 onwards, we used to call the experience API. That's what we, now it is coming in. Earlier it is called as a tin can API. Now it is called as a X API. They have changed the name of experience API also. So this will all, they have changed these cross domain functionality. That whether you can the same content may be transferred into the e-learning portal as well as the mobile learning portal. So there is a platform itself we are moving across. Same course will be based on the device. It automatically modify the format and design, and everything will be automatically formatted. Depends on the size, depends on the device, how you are importing the content to the learning management system. And also it is when you are going for the simulation, gamification and all, this type of standards are nowadays using in the developing the content using various authoring tools. So the next level is another one is companion to the X API, that is CMI5. This is also used in the in the LMS. So we need now, what we are going to is, when we are focusing on the e-content, we develop using the authoring tool. The authoring tools are coming with this type of standards. This standards help us to import into the any LMS. Maybe if you are using for the Moodle, or otherwise if you are going for Canvas, or otherwise if you have a proprietary software like a blog mode and all LMS, if you are using that, then there is no need for the content the formatting content, the capacity or the concept, the structure of the content. You no need to worry about this one. It will be easy to interportability. You can use it for any type of LMS. One day if you are using for LMS of Moodle, then you want to take the same content and move to the Canvas platform. There is no worry to develop again for the content. So these the standards will take care of all the abilities. So now it is coming up the package exchange notification services, that is a pen which is calling up. So this will be that you can say that it is a one-click publishing. It's coming up. It's people are using also. So what is this? From the publishing, that is from the authoring tool which you are using, then when you are clicking this, after completing all the things publishing to this, it automatically lead to the linkage with the LMS. So there is a plugin, this pen plugin, if you are using it, then that will be taking care all the publishing component, and everything will be taken care by the this app, this standard itself. And similarly, learning tools, the interportability. So these are the things are nowadays coming with the LMS, so that the content, we can provide the rich content to the learners within how we have to work on that, how we can provide the learners. Why we are talking about all these type of standard is, we are moving towards the it is a various level of audience. So our audience is coming into that. It's not simple. We are not capturing the student, that we are providing the content, read the content, and then appear for the examination or appear for the assessment and all. Now we are able to analyze the student. We are moving towards the learning analytic, how the student is learning with the environment, with the content. So in that part, these are the standards is very much useful for us for developing the content as well as disseminating the information in the LMS. So how these specification or standards are actually doing for that, how we are going to use, or how where we are getting this information. So one is meta tagging, because this meta tagging is very much essential, so that we can browse and search in the consistency way. If student is searching for any content or any component which they want to go into, if you are going for these the metadata help us to find the perfect or find the proper content what I need, the student needs. So similarly, if we are going for RSS feed, or otherwise if you are going for the content searching purpose, then this meta tagging will be used not only for the student as well as for us for maintaining the course content. Also on maintaining the various content which I talked about, the learning object, or we talked about the different level of the content based on the audience. So this meta tagging is very much useful for our learning environment. And the content, when we are talking about when we are packaging the content, and that content will be moved from one place to one system to other with the same format, or what we are seeing in our authoring tool, that will be same will be displayed in our the learning management also. So these are the standards are used in the e-content development. And for the LMS is used mostly. Why we are going for the LMS? No, not for the content management. Content management in the sense we are arranging the content properly, course wise or program wise, like that. For that, we need a content management system to manage it. But nowadays, the LMS is coming with both learning and content management system. We no need for maintaining the separate software or separate package to maintain the content. From there, the learner pick up the content. It's not nowadays. The learning management system is coming with all the content. Also, we can manage with the LMS itself. So in this case, how the learners picking up the content and how they are using the content for their reading purpose or for learning purpose, and how they are performing the learners, how they are performing along with the content. So these all are capturing for analyzing our thing, as well as the for the tracking of the student, as well as the tracking of our content. So the content will be like we can while getting the data from this LMS, we can see why this content is very see, if you can go about this one, sometimes you can see when you are analyzing, some student will stay on the content. For example, they will take 20 minutes to go through all the content. Some may go for the 5 minutes, or depends on the student and all. You can analyze that whether the if the time taken or duration taken by the student longer, then you can get the feedback from the student why this content is whether difficult to them, or the whether this content need to modify or updating. Everything is possible using this type of standard, so that we can able to track the content and also track the student performance. And similarly, we are using for the assessment purpose also. We can use the APIs and IMS standard for that. I will demonstrate how it will be using also that towards the end of the session. And we are using for the instruction listen, which is very important for doing this our content delivery, the pedagogical aspect, how we are using in the content development, and also how we are delivering the e-learning content. So why we need, what are the abilities of the e-content standards? As I already said, that it is interportability. We can include in that any system, that is any learning management system. You can use it and move from one place to another place. That is possible for if you are using any standards. And reusability, yes, this can be reusable by the subject area, learning setup and all. If you are going for any learning object, I can take the science subject to in my for my social science subject, if it is suitable for my content, that is possible. So no need to develop each and every time the content. If it is available, the suitable content with you can reusability is there. And manageability is we can tracking the information we can manage, and also durability, whether it is if it is version is changing, or otherwise if the any upgrade is coming up, whether it is able to we can move from that one place to another place. For example, if you can see that earlier version of word format we used to do is a doc, and now it is dox and something like that, that is also coming up. Whether this doc file can be open in the open source like dot files and all. So it is changeable based on the version, whether it is compatible to that version compatibility, and how much duration we have to say. That is also possible here. If it is they are coming up with a version, the system itself tells us that this we are moving towards the other future version, then that content can be modified based on the other latest updation and all. It is also possible here.